Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get an ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you been a good little soldier or a bad little soldier? Well, if you've been bad and you need some help, be sure to download my app Silencio to help you stay in no contact. The link is below every single video. And if you too would like to join the No Contact Army, it's very simple. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. This week I want to talk about something that everyone is talking about these days, almost everyone, and that is the Tinder Swindler. I have to be careful how I say that because I know I'm going to trip over the words. So you may have seen it on Netflix. If you haven't, you have to see it. It's a very interesting story. So I want to talk about, yes, getting swindled, but also how not to get played and also how not to play yourself. So this was a guy, and these were women who lost money because of a guy that they thought was in love with them, and they were in love with him. So I'm going to make this gender specific just so I don't have to keep saying him or her, he, she, whatever, okay? When it comes to people using love to get money, usually it's guys preying upon women, okay? So I'm going to make it gender specific. Don't write to me. All right, so I made some notes as I watched it. And one of the women, one thing I noted was that she said that the first memory she had about love was Disney. And this is true for a lot of people. We've seen Disney movies, and we think, oh, someday my prince will come and save me. And so women grow up with this fantasy idea of waiting for Prince Charming to come along and save them. And that's why often they get taken advantage of, because they think their dream is finally coming true. Okay. So one of the women, she met him on Tinder, of course, the dating app. And he said, I'm leaving London tomorrow. Do you want to meet up? And she agreed. No, do not do that. Do not do that. You are playing yourself when you do that. Low value. Like what? You have no life. You just met this guy and all of a sudden you're ready to rush off and meet him that night. I don't care if you didn't have plans. You need to come across as high value. Therefore, no, you do not meet that night. I don't care if he's the son of a billionaire, as this guy pretended to be. Of course, he wasn't. And that's often a trick that someone will use. They'll say, oh, I'm leaving town tomorrow. So they're trying to get you to act right now and see them right away. Instead, you go, oh, I'm so sorry. I won't be able to meet you, but I'd love to see you next time you're in town. That way, you can, in the meantime, keep in touch via text, etc., social media, and get to know the person and see if you even want to meet up with them. Okay? So then she says of the first date that he really wanted to listen and he asked questions. Now, this may sound like a good sign, right? Wow, a guy who wants to listen. Well, yeah, not always. Listen, it is important, obviously, that you have a guy who wants to listen, and a guy asking questions, that's usually a sign of interest. If a guy, you're on a date and he does not ask any questions or very few, then he's either not interested or he's just trying to, he's just interested in getting you into bed. So he really doesn't want to talk. So he'll just let you do all the talking. Or if someone is asking a lot of questions and doing a lot of listening, they could be trying to figure out how to play you. In this case, the swindler. So he's trying to assess whether he's even going to be able to play you, whether he's wasting his time putting effort into you by the things you say. So on a first date, you don't want to be the one doing all the talking. If anything, you want to be the one to let the other person do the talking. And then you find out about them. Okay? Then he asked her if she would like to go on a trip that night. I believe it was that night of the date. It would be on a private jet. And of course she said, yeah. Listen, I'm pretty sure it's hard to turn down someone who you've met, who you find out is the son of a billionaire, and he invites you to go on his private jet that night. Listen, even I would have a problem turning that down, but you got to turn it down. Again, low value behavior. What, you have no life? You can just go zipping off on a private jet? I know it sounds like a fairy tale. Oh my God, my prince is here and he's got a private jet and I'm going to go off on his plane. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, so then off they went to wherever they went. And of course they slept together. And then she said that in the morning she saw marks on his back. And he had some story about why he had marks there. And he came across as vulnerable. Now, vulnerability is a good thing. However, in this case, in the case of a swindler or in the case of someone trying to play you, they know that, and so they use that to their advantage to try to get you to bring your guard down. And so they go, yes, I had a rough childhood and this happened and that happened and oh, la, 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 la. They kind of tell you a little bit of a sob story, but they know how to tell it to you correctly so it's not coming across as a sob story, in order to get you to feel sorry for them. You go, oh, he's harmless. Look at him. He's got his marks on his back. Poor guy. He's had a rough life. Yeah. Then the next step was the love bombing. I miss you. I really like you. He was sending flowers. Always, always, always be careful about love bombing in the beginning. Because again, the whole fairy tale, we think we're going to meet someone and they're going to see how wonderful we are right away, and they're just going to love bomb us because they can't stay away from us and they see how amazing we are, so they have to love bomb us. They can't control themselves. Rarely is love bombing a good sign. Always be cautious. I know when you're in it, you get caught up and you just want to go with it. Don't. You're like an addict. You're like a Coke addict and you're trying to get your hit. So be cautious of this happening. Be on guard. Then something else that happened was she said she was having a bad day, so he flew over in his private jet just to have coffee. Get out of here. I mean, that did happen. He did do that, but I'm sure that's not the reason. Okay, I mean, a guy who's that busy that he's got a private jet, etc., he's not just flying in for coffee most of the time. Listen, does it happen? I'm sure, but I don't know. But again, we want to believe the fairy tale. So, of course, at some point he had to try to swindle her. So the request for money came about a month in, I believe, because he used that time to make her fall in love with him. That's why he was doing all these things. So if someone asks you for money, I think he asked her to bring $25,000 initially. You have to ask yourself, why is the son of a billionaire asking me for money? I'm not a billionaire and I'm not even a millionaire. So why is this guy asking me for money? Why does he need my help? Surely he can ask daddy, or I'm sure he's got some very rich friends. He can ask the bank. He can do many things to get money. So if someone wealthy asks you for money, you have to wonder why. Okay, that's a red flag. Secondly, do not, you know what the best way to not get swindled is? Never give anybody money. If you don't give someone money, guess what? You can't get swindled. Never give anyone that you're dating money unless that is your fiance or husband. The 2 times that I've given money, it was to friends and they needed it for their business, and I made both of them sign contracts, and one of them I even made them pay me interest. Okay? Because when it comes to money and finances, I don't mess around. So for me, if someone asks for money, someone that I'm dating asks for money, that's an immediate red flag, and my interest immediately goes down. But of course, because they were all caught up in this quote-unquote romance, then they want to believe that, oh, he just needs my help, and he'll get the money back. He's rich. Sure. And you have to look at the stories that the person is telling you, because he told one of the girls that he was a Mossad agent working undercover as a pilot. Now, I don't know, a Mossad, is someone really going to admit that they're an agent? Isn't that one of the things that you're not supposed to do? Like, why would he tell her that? Right? And another girl said that he was very thoughtful. He remembered every little thing. So, not to bash guys, but guys are notoriously known for forgetting anniversaries and birthdays, etc. So again, someone who remembers every little thing, it's either someone who just happens to be very, very thoughtful and maybe has learned in the past when he wasn't thoughtful that he better not forget anniversaries and birthdays, or it's someone that's making notes so they know how to win you over so they can play you. I don't want you to be paranoid, but I also don't want you to be played. So what can you take away from this? I want you to, as I said, I don't want you to be paranoid. So trust, but verify. There's a saying in Russian, I know I'm going to mess up the pronunciation, but I believe it's dovieraj ne provieraj. Trust, but verify. So if you see these signs, don't automatically think, oh my God, this guy's trying to play me, or this guy's a swindler. No, but also don't be naive and think, oh no, everything's fine, he's in love with me. Okay, so let me know below if you have watched the Tinder Swindler, what you thought of it, and would you have given money to him if you were in that situation? I know I certainly would not have. Okay, and in the meantime, if you would like my help to either get your ex back or to not get swindled or not get played or any other dating issue, you can contact me at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below and we will send you the rates. If this video has been helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.